So remember at the beginning, I talked about the different editions of the Doctrine and Covenants, right? There was the 1835 edition, the 1844 edition, and then the 1876 edition. So, sorry, I've got a hair in my face. Okay, so in the 1835 edition, so a committee was chosen, right? It was Joseph Smith was the head of that committee as well as the president of the church. And in that edition, there was Section 101. So Section 101, let me explain. So Section 101 was added to the Doctrine and Covenants in the 1835 edition. It was included in the 1835 edition, overseen by Joseph Smith, and I'll talk a little bit about the approval process for that. It was included again in the 1844 edition, again overseen by Joseph Smith. Then and neither of those included Section 132. So then the migration to Utah, and then I think, I'll have to get into it when it was 1852, I think, that Brigham Young revealed that he had the revelation that became Section 132, which was not added into the Doctrine and Covenants until 1876, right? So from 1835 until 1876, Section 101 was in the Doctrine and Covenants, which was then removed from the 1876. I feel like I'm making this so confusing. There was a Section 101 in 1835, included again in 1844, removed in 1876, and all of the numbers were adjusted up. So there is a current 101, but it's not the same one that it was. And then 132 was not in any of those earlier editions and was included. So they kind of did a switch out in 1876. So I'm going to read Doctrine and Covenants 101 is only 4 verses long, and it's actually the church's, like, it teaches the church how marriage should work, right? How they should do marriage. And it's actually beautiful to read. I'll put a link because there are things I just love about it. So I'm just going to read part of verse 2 and then part of verse 4. So this is saying how a marriage should be performed by the high priest or whoever it is, and it's verse 2. He shall say, calling each by their names, you both mutually agree to be each other's companion, husband and wife, observing the legal rights belonging to this condition. That is, so listen to the covenant that they are given. That is, keeping yourselves holy for each other and from all others during your lives. And when they have answered yes, he shall pronounce them husband and wife in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. I love that because it's just this beautiful equality. The two of them together are put under the same covenant to obey God and to keep themselves holy for each other and from all others. I think that is a beautiful marriage covenant that they are given. So that's in verse 2. Then in verse 4, it says, Inasmuch as this church of Christ has been reproached with the crime of fornication and polygamy, we declare that we believe that one man should have one wife and one woman but one husband, except in case of death, when either is at liberty to marry again. Okay, so that was Section 101 of the Doctrine and Covenants, from 1835 to 1876. So our own teachings were as absolutely clear as they could possibly be. They align with all of the teachings in the Book of Mormon and the teachings in the Bible, which we also are going to get into in the future.